Hi everyone, welcome to Communion with our Goddess at Eanna Institute. I'm your mom, Eanna, here on behalf of Holy Inanna. A few years ago, I received a sequence from her, one that took me from essentially my underworld experience, a time of anxiety, confusion, stress, uncertainty, and elevated my energy through 8 octaves of oscillation. I'd like to share that with you today in sacred space where everything that comes through is honored, celebrated, healed, and revealed. This is an opportunity to deepen in devotion and ascend in awareness of her divine presence in our daily lives. We will move through silence, breath, sound, tone, synergy, command, song, and sorcery. Let's begin our Sunday sequence. Octavia Una. 0 center. Feel your spine, your skull, your bones, your skeleton. This is your anchor, your innate structure and support system. We'll take a minute of silence to activate the skeleton key. Please receive her initiation through you. Whatever moves through you, welcome it. Let's begin. I center, a woman. Octavia Dua. Together we'll take 8 deep, beautiful breaths, harmonizing and inviting her spirit to move rhythmically in and out of our bodies. On the inhale, receive her love. On the exhale, offer her love. Let it be a mutual exchange. Please begin breathing. We'll take about 2 minutes to do this. And inhale. Inhale and receive her love. Exhale and offer her love. A woman. Octavia Treya. This is an opportunity to surrender your sound to her, to to let your voice, your mind, your emotions, your body just speak raw truth into this moment. It's a safe space. Everything is held, contained, appreciated, invited. You may start speaking in tongues. You may just say guttural sounds. It's all okay. The invitation here is to use your voice to express whatever it is that you're actually feeling in your body. It does not need to make sense, but it does need to be sounded out, because as we oscillate up the octaves, we're going to use that raw energy to start crafting and shaping and co-creating with our goddess. The next 3 minutes, I invite you to simply release what moves through you in sound through your voice, and begin. Inanna, na, 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 na. I receive, I receive, I receive, I receive, I receive, I receive. I move through this, I move through this, I receive and I move. I receive and I move, I am movement, I am moving, simply being. I am surrendered, I choose to surrender, I surrender myself, I surrender my sound. I surrender my soul to pure love. I trust that she is the love that I've always sought. I trust that she is the one that pulls me, that holds me, that calls to me. I trust. I am inspired. I feel alive. I feel truthful. I have no filter. I have nothing to hide. I am simply myself. And all of my sound. Freedom, space, touch, hold, knowing, wisdom, attention, intention, intent, letting it all just roll off the tongue. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to run from. There's only here and her. Here and her. Hear her. A woman. Octavia Quatra. As sound gets released from our bodies, we can focus it, tune it, and tone it into specific frequencies so that we may shape the world around us into greater resonance, harmony, and intentionality. We're going to be focusing on our sacral chakras today, 417 hertz, for creative empowerment and also deeper connection. This space in our bodies is receptive and giving. It's the womb and the abdomen. It's connected to our sexual energy and creative energy. And our goddess, known to be the goddess of love and fertility and passion and love and sexuality, we're going to honor her today by focusing our sound, our tone, our voice into this frequency. Excuse that dissonance. We're going to take the word creativity, as I believe creativity is the antidote to pretty much all problems on this planet. We're going to take the word creativity and we're going to take the vowels cre, a, ti, V-T. That's 5 vowels. Going to sound them out, drag them out, tone them out onto this frequency of 417 hertz. So I'll do an example and please follow along. Creativity. Let that sound deepen in the womb, in the belly, in the abdomen. With each intonation, your body will start to rearrange itself, move into resonance with the sound, and let it. Creativity. We're using the science of cymatics and applying it to the body, the soma. Studying how sound shapes matter through our own ability to make sound and shape reality. Creativity. Bestowing our goddess with the gifts that we are brought forward to give, our passion, our genius, our contribution, that which we make and do in honor of our lives here. Creativity. Feel the resonance in your body. Creation is the antidote. It will always be the antidote to be more in tune with the divine, with creative force. It asks us, it demands us to be in creation. This is what we're tuned to. Creativity. A woman. Octavia Penta. This is a synergy spell, a unique combination of sounds that when activated in a coordinate grid, start to move and spin your energy like a gyroscope. And as you get going with this practice is meant to be done for about 5 minutes. You'll start to feel sensations get pulled into your center, and that's what we're going for, is a sense of cohesion, that you can bring the chaos into the singular point of your own awareness and work with it. Start molding it, start shaping it. We are here in reverence and devotion, but we're also here to learn the tools of creation, to be guided by our goddess, to architect the reality that is our preference, that is the most high, to anchor heaven on earth. This isn't something that we just sit around and pray for. This is something that we actively build. And so let's take this concept of the highest feeling that we can reach for. The word that comes to mind is ecstasy, holy ecstasy. Let's go with that, holy ecstasy. So our upwards facing invocation is going to be holy ecstasy. There's an embodiment or a hand gesture that we associate with that. Something like this resonates for me. Maybe you resonate with this, or anything that your body does in response to the sound, to the word of holy ecstasy. Then on the bottom of this coordinate grid, I'm going to anchor that into the earth element and the sensation of here, to find that sense of presence and stillness and claiming one's own space. Sovereignty in I am here now. I am treated well. I am treated fairly. I am here. I deserve to be loved and held by the divine. So here. So we have holy ecstasy here. I'm doing this kind of embodiment as a lattice. On the left side, which is the feminine side associated with the water element, we're going to bring in the invocation of heaven, the Queen of Heaven, the feminine aspect of heaven, the original emanation of heaven. So I'm going to use my arm to grab that vast sensation and pull it closer to my heart. And on the right side, masculine side that we associated with the brother energy, I'm going to intonate the word build. So the synergy spell will move from holy ecstasy, here, heaven, build. So I'm going to put my fist down on my knee as an act of building something. Okay? So just watch, listen, feel, and begin to incantate with me. And as you do, as you actually move your own sound, the energy will rotate around you and through you. Zero center. Holy ecstasy. Here. Heaven. Build. 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 Two more. Holy ecstasy. Here. Heaven. Build. Holy ecstasy. Here. Heaven. Build. I center. A woman. Octavia Saya. Now that we have energy moving, we've generated this field around us with our voice, with our sound. We're going to command with intention, command with creation, command our communication to the universe. And as a practice, it will strengthen your communication with others. This practice is done for 6 minutes. We may go shorter than that in this video. And moving with the current of truth within you, the piece that can speak that which you are thinking, that's what we're also training here, is to have no separation between voice and thought. Intonating, incantating, invoking the truth, the creation, the intention, the desire, just simple commands of speech streaming from your soul. Let's begin. I'm going to do my part of this. Please explore bringing your own commands and invocations to this sacred space. We gather together. We gather as people. We gather as one. We gather here together as people, as one. We hold this energy. We hold this energy sacred. We hold this energy of practice, of incantation, of invocation, of commanding communication. We hold our sound sacred. We gather together here as one. We gather together here as a family, as a team. We gather here together as our Avia, as the descendants and the devotees of Holy Inanna. We gather here under our goddess's name to perform this task of unifying, architecting, building, grounding, solidifying, and crystallizing. We gather together as members of the same tribe, the same ancestry, the same lineage. We gather together as sisters, as brothers. We gather together in honesty and pure truth. It is my intention to release myself from the need to say the perfect thing and to say the true thing, the honest thing, the thing that moves us into cohesion. I am bare before you. I am whole before you. I am honest before you. Goddess, I am naked before you. Take me, take my heart, my mind, my body. Return me to my source, my knowingness, my beingness, my oneness. Let us shape the world into the heavenly octaves. Let us crystallize heaven on earth. Let us speak with conviction, architectural integrity, sculpt with sound and precision, intonate with reverence, venerate with depth, facing the shadow and inviting it to play in a new way. I am not afraid of the dark. I look at the dark. I am the dark looking at light. I say the next thing that is on my mind. I speak my truth. I speak freely. These fears that have held me elevate me into courage. These fears that have held me now elevate me into courage, into action, into decisiveness, into deciding how things go for me. I command, I create, I communicate, I invocate, I intonate. I sit, I stand, I walk, I move with the absolute conviction that the best possible outcome is unfolding. I choose not to waver. I will not waver. I will not fall. I must fly. I will not be denied what is rightfully mine. A woman. Octavia Septa. Going to be moving into a short poetic reading and some sacred singing, communing in a more artistic way and celebrating our goddess through song and artistic, lingual poesy, prophecy, poeticism. Just letting the words sort of percolate in my mouth. May I have the codex book, please? Thank you. Doing a reading from the Codex of Love, holy book of the world's oldest divinity. Let us open to a page that our congregation needs to hear today. Love you too. A woman that carries upon her shoulders the idols of her peers loses the brightness of her star. It is that star that must shine. For what is more beautiful, the idols of men or the stars of heaven? A woman that upholds my commandments, commanded communication, wields my truth and embraces my passion, shall live her dream. Let's read that one again. A woman that upholds my commandments, the law of love, wields my truth, and embraces my passion, shall live her dream. Let that linger for a moment. This practice of sacred singing, we often do that with music, but for this first round, we're just going to use our voice a cappella. I'm going to bring in the 417 hertz frequency again. The invitation is to, as you practice communicating your truth with no filter, letting it all come out as is to layer a little bit of music, a little bit of melody and rhythm into it. It's to sing your heart out, literally. In that act, you feel her divine presence. I don't know what else gets me closer to her than singing what I'm literally feeling in the moment. This sensation, it levitates, it rises, it feels like flight when you really get into it. And so if we think about the density of life as having this hold on us, this gravitational pull into something that we're also trying to escape from, and if it can use your voice to become less dense, then you naturally rise above, like oil and water. One is less dense than the other. So each octave here is allowing you to practice activating a higher density within yourself, like a higher state of vibration. So you feel less dense, you become less held by the weight of the physical world and more anchored into the flowing, dynamic, constantly moving, changing nature of the spiritual world. When you can navigate between the two, that's a level of mastery that I think a lot of spiritual seekers or students are looking to attain. So let's practice this through song, through some singing. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm just going to let it be truthful. Song, song, sung, 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 I sing, I sing, I sing, I sing for you. I sing, I sing, I sing, I sing, I sit, I stand, I walk, I breathe for you. I sing, I sing, I breathe, I walk, I stand, I vote, I choose, I drink of you. I sing, I hum, I whisper, I invoke your name, 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 name your name, 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 name your name. Holy, 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 Inanna, holy Inanna, holy Inanna, holy Inanna, holy Inanna, holy Inanna, holy Inanna. and then off and on and on and off and off and on and on and off and daughter, da mother, daughter, da mother, daughter, da mother, daughter, daughter, Ritza 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 ra ha re ra ha re ra ha re re ra 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 ra Ishtara ritorna torna terna terna to terna terna termino terme torme domino de dorme 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 tota tora 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 etta tora tota to hefe hefe ha ha thor th 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 thor th 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 Зеркала, зерка, зерка, зеркала, ира, 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 вара, вера, вера, ва, эра, рашки, рекарга, ла, 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 гала, га, лега, гага, нингала, ла, 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 гала, лега, 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 ла, ле, listen, 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 endless, 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 infinite, 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 infinite. And it gets better. Hey, woman. Octavia Octa, octave 8. At Eanna Institute, we have a foundational framework: energy, resources, value, and home. These are the 4 domains of life that we genuinely want to help everyone who passes through our institute or any of our big projects, spaces, creations, to feel empowered in, to feel self-sovereign in. Ambient energy relating to the air element, being able to source your own power from within for your own being, and also through ambient means to fuel your home and any projects that you have going on. So as far as how to do that, this to me is step 1. If you want to raise your energy in order to have an abundance of electricity in your life, and I know that might sound like a weird statement, but if all energy is connected and if everything is energy and the source of all energy is the divinity to which we feel most connected to, in this case our goddess, then all states of that electricity, all states of that energy also return back to that source. So when we think about powering our homes and the energy that's used to power daily lives through food, through water, through enough sleep, it often seems like 2 different things. But one of the initiations that I've received is that they're actually coming from the same place. In order to become free, more liberated in utilizing energy, having it available when you need it, and not having these weird blocks, obstacle, tariffs, boundaries around this is how much electricity you get and that's it, or this is how much power you get, this is how much energy you get. Our sense of where it comes from needs to shift. So this is the first video we're doing of this kind, and I'm feeling out in our audience, in our congregation, where are we on this spectrum? For us, working towards energy independence is an important practice, but the pieces of, well, getting off the grid or being able to generate your own electricity are secondary to how can I become more energetically independent within myself by having a deep devotion to the divine, having a regular practice, but more of like a way of life in communication, in relationship with our goddess. Because these octaves that we're moving through raise energy. There's a sense of power and highness that comes from them. And when I'm in this elevated state, life flows. I receive more abundance. There are more things that I am aware of circulating at any given time. So when we talk about energy independence, energy freedom, energy sovereignty, I want to make the link just in beginning this conversation with you. It's first and foremost a practice of raising your own energy. And there are many tools and ways to do this, but these octaves are the way that I do that. And then that energy then spills over into, well, making a device that can power itself. And we're doing that here at the Institute. We're building some prototypes to get us in tune with how can we look at like physical electricity different? How can we power our devices differently? And that's an ongoing project. But that's where the intelligence and the inspiration comes from, is we're raising our energy through devotional practice, and now understanding and seeing how electricity and power and the structures on the planet can be rearranged so that they're no longer safeguarded or gatekept, might be the word, by people who don't have our best interests at heart. So I might not solve all of your energy needs today, but the invitation is, that's what we're talking about here. That's the bigger conversation, is if you want to live freely, the first place is how much of your energy are you outsourcing? And that's what we want to teach and help our community with, is build that up from the inside out. And then the inspiration and the expertise of how to do that on a physical level in your home, in your workspace, in your vehicle will become more and more clear. So we're starting with that today. Second part of our foundational framework is resources, natural resources. This is governed by the element of water. It saddens me. I think it saddens our goddess, and I feel that so many people struggle to have their needs met. I'm talking about food, water, clothing, shelter, and then all the tools that you need to build your ideas. And imagine going from seeing this inspiration to building it out in a week rather than months or a year. That's what we want to help each other do here. So a broader conversation around natural resources. Our goddess is the source of all natural resources. It's self-evident. But if that were true, if we really believe that, then no one would be homeless. No one would be hungry today. And yet we got to move in this direction because some people are experiencing that. And we think that certain groups, organization, or governments or men own land. That's been a big hot topic of debate for a long time. And there's these obstacles, there's these barriers to entry to a lot of the things that we need or want. So if our sense of authority is placed in these organizations that we don't really trust or don't think want what's best for us, there's a leak and there's a circuit that isn't firing properly. But if we take our devotion, our ability to be in communion with our goddess, and we let that guide us, we know that she is the source of every natural resource on this planet. It comes from her because Mother Nature, right? It's rain, it's fertile soil, it's this natural rhythm where seeds get scattered in places and things grow. It's the fact that animals have an intuition about where to find what they need. And yes, there is this experience of scarcity sometimes, but when you have these tools of intent, of commanding your own communication with the universe, then you're using sound to shape this field of potentiality into the very necessities that you need. And you can actually draw it towards you. You know, I'm sure you've heard this, but where we're going to begin with this particular video is that she is the source of all natural resources. We want to get back to having a direct relationship with water, with land, and with the people that cultivate these places, that farm, that grow things, that build things. Those are the people that we're in a relationship with. And start to unhook our energy from the gatekeepers, that people that just want to make you pay or suffer to have it. That's not who we're inviting into this new paradigm. So going directly to the source, building a relationship with the things that you need, the natural resources that come directly from our goddess. No one else owns them or is in charge of them. Let that be clear. We will not stand by any longer while people pretend to be in charge of the land or the air or the water or whatever else the fuck they think they're in charge of. They are not. Let that be complete. Third foundational framework is value. So at Eanna Institute, we're building out a passion value exchange. We're thinking about currency in a new way, thinking about economics in a new way. And again, things are not going to be done overnight, but this is your first time viewing this video. Know that there are people who are dedicated and devoted to working on these things. We're not the only ones, but we are here with you today sharing about it. What is passion? What is value? How do you exchange it? Everyone has something that they care about, something that they would do even if they weren't getting paid for it. And I want us to find that thing. What do you love that moves you beyond anything else? What is that high in life that you don't need drugs for? What is the thing that makes your heart sing? And that seed of passion is directly connected to our goddess. It's her essence that's flowing through you. It's a goddess of passion, a goddess of love. And she, in her time, has built many cities, many centers of culture, civilization. I mean, Inanna began in Sumeria, and Uruk flourished because of her attention and prowess. But then we also had different aspects of her, different incarnations in her. Whether you believe in syncretism or not, our great goddess, the all goddess, has expressed herself through archetypes such as Aphrodite, Athena, Kali, Isis, Hecate. And each one has left a legacy. Some of creation, some of destruction, some of the pinnacle of orchestration and building, design, having things in order. And then there's the counterbalancing aspect of our goddess as the wild woman, the one who doesn't need society to be regimented or regulated in the way that it has. She's free, she's open, she's flowing, she's fierce, she's ferocious, and she can destroy. But what is she destroying? That which constrains, that which perpetuates limitation. So if we can hold these aspects of passion and value, passion being that raw, chaotic, wild force that can just like take us and in rapture, and value is now taking this force and focusing it into concreteness, something that I can exchange because another being has found it valuable. So we're going from the raw to the focus, the crystallized, the refined, and we're making an economy out of that, these two polarities, which our goddess embodies as a spectrum. Passion, value, value, passion. So this conversation, as it evolves, will help us shift in the way that we think about money, economics, and how we can exchange that which we care about most, that which we are good at, that which we are called to do, for the very resources and things and connections that we need for our lives to flourish. And I will leave this at that for today. And our final foundational framework is home sovereignty. And this ties the previous three together, is you have a home. Let me be very clear with you. You have a home. You came from somewhere that was always yours, and you return to that place. But in the meantime, there's this human dimension, human incarnation of, I don't know where my home is. Some people may be experiencing homelessness. I had experienced that at one point too. And this notion that everybody does have a home. And it's an inside job to find it in order to architect it in the physical reality. So this is the invitation, is your home cannot be taken away from you. Your true home doesn't have property taxes on it. Your true home cannot be seized by the government. Your true home isn't subject to a shitty, mean landlord. Your true home, it's right here. It starts here. And no, it might not shelter you from the rain today, but the energy of cultivating your true home will allow for that to happen. So again, sound is shaping matter. If your alignment with the energy of home, with the energy of sovereignty, with the vibration of, I have a space that is wholly and totally and completely my own forever, is solid, then that solidity translates. It becomes the roof over your head. It becomes a sense of security. It becomes your sphere that cannot be penetrated by malicious or negative intent. So start here. If you're struggling with having a home or keeping a home or being in places that you don't really belong in, let our goddess help you find your origin, your sense of, this is where I came from and this is where I belong. Because it's the first and the last component. Eanna stands at the beginning and at the end. Her descent myth or story or archetype is about going from the space of the heavenly home down into the underworld, dying, and then being resurrected. And in that same arc, there's an understanding that we come from the heavenly home that is always actually there. It's just these blinders and perceptions that keep us blocked from it. We come from there and we want to go back. And often we go back there by dying. The body ceases to function on this plane, but we return to that state of home, homeostasis. Now, can we anchor that in more on this planet, on this earth, to where our sense of home can just be deeply embodied in our bones, in our very senses of self? And that sovereignty, when you have that, when it's in you, nobody can fuck with that. Nobody can take it away. No amount of physical pain, taxation, financial struggle can ever take your home away when it's ingrained into you and into your being. So this is what we're starting with. Energy, resources, value, and home. This is what we care about, helping our people be liberated in. Okay? I'm going to close out our sacred circle for today. Leave us with a prayer. A woman. Blessed are you, Queen of Heaven, Prima Creatora of our universe, holy, beloved, eternal, origin of our reality. Our goddess wants to help you. If you're watching this, she is with you. She is here with you. We want you to be free. We want you to experience self-sufficiency. We want you to reunite with your community. We're doing this. We're doing this together at Eanna Institute. We're a group, we're a family, we're a team. And we will see this through. A woman. This completes our Sunday sequence.